son. Think I ain't spoke to my son. Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmama, his ass going to prison. If he goddamn keep that shit up, his ass going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had that conversation. I've already made my peace with it. Cause I know that energy. I was that energy. I know exactly how it's gonna turn out. Treat mine like you treat yours.
Why y'all got so much time, bro? Why y'all always gotta have?
What is it like?
It's not illegal to have.
Well, in the manner in which you portraying in the lifestyle don't look legitimate, sir.
Because I'm not supporting no whole. I'm not.
Ain't doing. I'm not. What kind of parent gonna support their kids in their goddamn mind? Bigger than you. Popping it. Is this your book there? So you know, the player pull up and they say, hey, who do you belong to? Who raised their hand? Nobody got to raise their hand. I've been seeing him around too there a lot. You gonna raise your own hand? I've been seeing him around too. Well, when you got it ain't like I know that. When y'all got around those people, they call it's not in possession of a commission of a crime, sir. That is a felony.
Yeah.
Thank you. Amen.
Tiny recently slammed T.I. with divorce papers, which caused King Harris's legal issues to take a sharp turn for the worst. The fact that T.I. disowned King following his recent imprisonment was too much for her to bear. The problem is that T.I. is not even attempting to resolve the divorce or put things right. The family is now accusing one another of being responsible for the catastrophe that has developed. The family is being torn apart by the stress, and everyone is questioning who is truly to blame for the outcome. Either King's parents handed him everything they owned, or King threw it all away to live the life of a mobster. For many, Tiny and T.I.'s separation may come as a surprise. They have been together for decades and have experienced everything together after all. In actuality, though, their marriage had always had problems. And what is the tipping point? It happened in October 2024, just following King's careless arrest that brought the entire family into the public eye. King had almost collided with a police cruiser while driving his BMW erratically out of a fueling station. What the police discovered when they pulled him over made things 10 times worse, so the timing could not have been worse. When the officers approached the automobile, they smelt marijuana right away. Then, they saw that the driver had a revolver in his pants. It was already looking bleak for King at that time. What appeared when they ran his name after they confiscated the pistol and placed him in handcuffs? This whole situation was blown open by it. DUI, speeding, driving with a suspended license, and an unresolved arrest warrant from 2022. It is all awful news.
All right, I need you to step out the vehicle.
What you want to do? You want to take my gun off my head?
Yes, sir.
There's one in the head.
Does your buddy have one as well?
There's guns in here.
All right, just hang tight right here for me. Let me clear this. I don't want any accidental fires.
There's no safety. You got to take it.
There's no safety.
Just take
Okay.
it out.
Well, I'm not going to mess around with that too much. You just set this down right here. Dude, step out for me. Yes, sir. Place your hands behind your back for me. All right, right now you're just being detained. You're not under arrest. You're going to be at the church. All right, I appreciate you being cool, man. We're just going to take a look at this information, make sure it's valid.
I ain't sure this.
Just take a step to the side for me.
If he had just kept his calm, he could have gotten away that day. Instead, everything he had done wrong in the past fell apart, and the internet ripped him to pieces the instant the arrest video appeared online. King knew he had finally gone too far this time, and that was the only thing that was evident from it. In the 30-minute film, you can feel the regret in his eyes, even though he is not crying. He seems to understand that cooperation is the only way to improve the situation, and that likely required a great deal of discipline for someone like King. We have all witnessed his outbursts in public. However, this video, the King we know on social media, was the complete reverse of this. King's composure throughout it all amazed even the arresting officer, but that did not help his case. After the warrant was recalled, he was transferred to Pickens County, but he still ended up at the DeKalb County Jail. Fans were unrestrained in their comments as the video went viral. He was referred to as a trust fund prison punk by one person, and the comment received a lot of likes because to how humorous it was. Another scolding remark said he thinks his parents' money can save him, yet he wants to act like he comes from nothing. Here's the problem though. King wasn't the only one paying the price, because the impact not only affected him, but also tore at his parents' marriage, causing the previously described cracks to completely collapse. Tip made an effort to play the distraught father, but Tiny, she was enraged. She was able to substantiate it using receipts. She blatantly stated King's spiral as the reason she was done in her divorce documents. Unexpectedly, Tip did not resist or even make an effort to make things better, because, in his opinion, he had fulfilled his paternal duties, and King's problems were solely his own fault. That may sound harsh, but that is the truth. T.I. went online around the time King began to gain popularity in 2022 and pleaded with him to calm down. He claimed that King was on a perilous course and would go to jail if he did not exercise caution. Ty went on to say that he had been saying the same thing to Tiny and his grandmother. If they did not want to watch King waste his life, they all had to watch him. Furthermore, T.I. was not merely speaking as a worried parent. Rather, he was speaking as someone who had served time in prison, understood the consequences, and did not want to see another young guy end up there.
Hitting me, giving me my comments, telling me what to tell King, okay? I know my son. Think I ain't spoke to my son? Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmama, his going to prison. If you got to keep this up, his ass going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had the conversation. I've already made my peace with it. Because I know their energy. I was their energy. I know exactly how it's going to turn out.
But Tiny did not believe it. Actually, it just strengthened her position against T.I. throughout the divorce. She is correct when she says that T.I. failed to fulfill his job as a father, and that King would not have deviated so much from the light if he had been more firm and present. Since Tiny found out she was expecting King, T.I. has been in and out of jail. King was already accustomed to growing up without a father figure by the time he left for good, because T.I. supposedly dispatched King off to his grandmother's house. His presence also did not really make a difference. King once disclosed that, despite his parents' affluence, he did not have a lot of money growing up because he lived with his grandmother. Actually, King was only permitted to visit his parents' home during the periods they were filming their reality television program. It is hardly surprised that King began searching for outside distractions in such a household setting, and with each antique he retrieved, his chances of going to prison increased. King's 2022 Waffle House crash out was one instance that demonstrated to the public how terrible things had become with him. It all began when a waiter mistook King's order for pickles, although he had not requested them. That was all it took for King to start yelling at the worker. Instead of portraying him as tough, King's social media posts of the entire unpleasant argument made him appear like a spoiled brat and made him wonder why T might let King get away with it.
Stop talking to me. This ain't your restaurant. This ain't your restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name? My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. File show. Come back. What? On game what? On game what? Come here. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. Come here.
Tiny was incensed when Tip made the video, warning King because he ought to have done all of that training and warning years earlier. However, he didn't. For a while, their relationship appeared to be improving, but T.I. was unable to conceal his dissatisfaction from King for very long, and that sentiment finally came to the surface when King and T.I. got into a heated disagreement that swiftly descended into violence during an Atlanta Falcons game. Tip became agitated when King made remarks about not having privilege as a child, which sparked the confrontation. altercation, he intervened right away to reprimand King, reminding him that he had it easy as a child. The next thing you know, King is flinging his hands at his father because he could not stand it. The fight was really fierce, as the video shows. It appeared as though T.I. was prepared to beat the living daylights out of King and forget that this was a child.
To make him look better, he said he know not to. Silver spoon, I ain't never ate with that day a day in my life.
Nigga, you did have a silver spoon.
Look, Tip used to have to come to my grandma's house because I'm getting in the
You
fight.
cried like a baby to go to your grandmama's house.
Every day.
You used to hold your breath.
Every day.
I know you. I know you. I know you.
Shut up. Shut up.
I know you.
Ain't no
Though.
mystery about here.
I know you though. I know you though.
Shut up.
I know you though. I know you. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all doing that to me? Y'all know me. You know I stand on business.
Within hours after it was posted online, the video received thousands of likes, and people were applauding T.I. for correcting the King. He should have busted his behind. That's an overdue library book. When you don't check the problem, it will eventually turn on you. King's been out of control. Pray for their family. But Tiny was not pleased with the altercation, and she did not enjoy it. King was humiliated in this way by T.I. You can only imagine how shocked she was to learn that T.I. had evicted King from the house so he could learn to live on his own. She thought he went too far, and the consequences led to a serious rift in their relationship, which finally made her decide to break off contact with T.I. What else did Tiny include in the divorce documents? T.I.'s violent past and persistent infidelity. She watched him abandon their marriage for years, then tried to make it seem like he was changing. However, those falsehoods added up, and Tiny was not just upset with King when he got into his own predicament. As she looked at the guy who had reared him, she became aware that the cycle had never been broken. She ultimately disconnected T.I. for that reason. The realization that King was imitating T.I.'s path rather than forging his own was the thing that broke Tiny the most. King is now slamming into the same jail time that once earned T.O. his reputation as a tough guy. Tiny became enraged when T.I. disowned King following his arrest because he was rejecting his own reflection in her eyes. That is why the divorce documents were presented. Additionally, King's constant flexing of his guns shows how anxious he is for his father's praise. In fact, several individuals said that King purposefully entered the scene in order to receive jail time and boost his reputation when the arrest video went viral. Others claimed that he had finally established himself as a tough guy and merited the title he had been vying for years. Some people even think King does all of these things to gain his father's favor and attention, and it appeared that his pranks were successful. Do you recall the time T.I. and Boozy had to use the camera to check their sons? Tootie Raw, the son of King and Boozy, was filming a music video. However, they seemed more interested in flaunting their firearms as if they were in a trap house or something. The dads took over at that point. When T.I. confronted King and asked him why he was so focused on being tough when there were girls around, you could hear the disappointment in his voice. It became a lengthy lecture. I made it apparent that all it would take to wreck their life was one mishandled gunshot or the presence of illegal narcotics. You can see for yourself how serious he and Boozy were at the time, and they were not playing around.
So motherfucking grand pull up and they say, hey, who do you belong to? Who raised their hand? Somebody got to raise their hand. I've been seeing him around too there a lot. You gonna raise your own hand? I've been seeing him around too much. Well, when you got drugs, it ain't. I know that. Y'all got drugs around those legal guns. That's called. It's not possession of a firearm and commission of a crime, sir. That is a felony. Yeah. Thank you.
On the surface, it seemed that T.I. was making a concerted effort to explain to his son that the course he was taking would land him in jail. Tiny, however, was not impressed when she learned of what had transpired. She was not pleased that T.I. was showing off his guns and playing strong. Rather, she was upset with him for exposing their son's company in such a way. She simply reasoned that since King was merely repeating what he had saw his father do, T.I. was a few years too late. However, King's baby mama scandal was the final straw for Tiny. Tiny was shocked to learn that T.I. was about to become a grandfather once more, since King was expecting a kid when he made the announcement on a podcast. She thought T.I. was supporting their son's actions, but in reality, it was a really strange circumstance.
He just became a father, so I got 2 grandchildren now.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah, I got 2 granddaughters. I got a grandson on the way.
Wow.
King's about to have a son.
King's about to have a son. Congrats.
Yeah. And I told him I'm gonna make this the greatest gangster of all times. I will raise this child to torture you the way you tortured me. I promise you, there will be an indictment in this young one.
There were suspicions that King's baby mama, Big Nana, was far older than him. Some even indicated that he was simply too little to recognize that she had accompanied him in order to score a bag. King, though, it made no difference to him. He gladly assumed the role of father and was ecstatic about the entire situation. King was ecstatic when their son was finally born in November 2024. He posted and boasted about his child, embracing his role as a father to the fullest. What are your thoughts on it now? Please share your opinions in the space provided for comments below.